Welcome back to Logic Lab. My name's Lucas. We're going to be doing another variant Sudoku. This is episode 4 in the series. Today we're going to be trying Stormy Weather by Pete Craig. Normal Sudoku rules apply. Place the digits 1 to 9, once each in every row, every column, every 3x3 box. Digits along thermometers must increase from the bulb end. So that means if this digit is like a 3, this would have to increase. So this could be like 6, and then this would increase, right, and so on. Digits in each circle must appear at least once in the 4 surrounding cells. All right, so 3, 4, 5, 9, right, and 1, 3, 5, 6. So this puzzle shouldn't be too hard. It looks like it's pretty approachable. It's very beautiful. It's got an 8 in the middle. I'm going to restart puzzle. And the way to play, you can click the link below. And now it's my turn. Here we go. All right, first thing I'm going to notice is this is a 3, 4, 5, 9. All right, whoops, 3, 4, 5, 9. And this cell can't be a 9, and neither can this, and neither can this. Because you can't put a 9 in the middle of a thermometer. The 9, if it's on the thermometer, must go on the end. The reason is because if you put a 9 here, this would have to be bigger than a 9. That's not a valid Sudoku digit, 10 or higher. So none of these are 9s, which puts a 9 there. Now we have 3, 4, and 5. Let's see. This can't be a 5, because if it is, this is 3 or 4, and that's less than 5. We need it to go higher. So that's not a 5, but it puts a 5. One of these two. Okay. 1, 3, 5, 6 is interesting, because you can put 1s in the middle of a thermometer, for a similar reason to 9. If you put a 1 here, you'd have to make this a 0, which is not a valid digit, obviously, in Sudoku. So that means this is a 1. And now you have 3, 5, 6. 3, 5, 6. You can't make this a 6, because then this can't be a 3 or a 5. So 6 is in one of those two. This is a 3 or a 5. 2, 3, 6, 7. Let's see. All right, where do you put a 1 in this box? Well, it can't go here, can't go there, can't go here. So the 1 is either here or here. If this is a 1, these digits can't be, no, this digit can't be a 2, 4, 5, or 6. So this would have to be a 3. That can't, I guess it's possible. 2, 3, 6, 7. Let's take a look at this. 2, 3, 6, 7. This can't be a 7. That can't be a 2. Maybe we can look at 1s here. The 1 can't be in any of these positions. The 1 is definitely in one of these two positions, which means the 1 by Sudoku is in one of these 4 positions, but again, it's not here. So the 1's in one of those two, which puts a 1 in one of these 3, which means it's down here. It's going to put a 1 in one of those 3 positions. Yeah, and in this, I guess you could put a 1 there, which is really annoying. So in this box, you can't put a 1 in any of these positions. So the 1 is definitely on the bottom row, which means it's not here. That means that that's a 1. So by Sudoku, the 1 is here. What else can we do here? That is the question. 2, 4, 5, 6. Let me put this in. That's not a 6, because then this would be a 2, 4, 5, which would be less than 6. That's not a 2. 8 is quite restricted in this box. Because 8 can't go in any of these spots or here. So 8 is definitely in one of those two. It's a weird pencil mark, but that is correct. Okay, what about 8 in this box? Um, Nothing. 8 in this box? Nothing. 3, 5, 6. Aha. Well, none of that can't be a 3 because if it's a 3, that means this must go 1, 2, 3, but the 2 doesn't belong in this quartet here. And then this also can't be a 3 because that would put a 1 here, breaking Sudoku. So this must be the 3. Now, that's a 5, 6, a pair. All right, so it's either 3, 5 and something or 3, 6 and something. Okay, now 9 is important. You can't put a 9 in any of these squares, so 9 is also in one of these two positions. So this is an 8, 9 pair. Quite strange pencil mark, but that is true. So now we need a 2, a 4, and a 7 to round out this box. This obviously can't be a 2, and it can't be a 4, so the only digit it can be is a 7, so it is a 7, and this is an 8, since it's not a 9. So now we have 2, 4, and the only way around they must go, remember, they must increase along the thermometer from the bulb end, so this must be 2, 4, 5, 6, and that's going to do some stuff here. No 4 there, no 2 here, so 2 is there. Well, this is obviously a 1 or a 2. 4, 5, or 6. Just notice 3 is interesting. Uh, 3 in this box is in one of these two positions. Hmm. Um, what else? This can't be a 6 or a 7. So it is an 8 or a 9. Yeah, this can't be a 6 or a 7 also. It has to be bigger than these. And I guess we could say the 9 by Sudoku obviously can't belong in the bulb end of the thermometer, so it is for sure in one of those two. The cell can only be a 1 or a 3 because of this cell. I guess this could be a 1, 3, or 4. All right, what am I missing here? The 8 is only in one of these two positions. All right, if this cell is a 3, then this is 1, 2, 3, right? 1, 2, 3. Okay, if it's a 4, this can't be a 3 because a 3 is here. So it would have to be 1, 2, 4. If it's a 5, yeah, if it's a 5, we can't, again, use a 3 or 4 here because they belong there. So it would have to be 1, 2, 5, and either which way we slice it, this is always 1, 2. So that is 1, 2, which rules out a 1 from those squares, makes this not a 2, puts a 2 in one of these. This can't be a 2 since this can't be a 1. So that means this is a 2, that is a 1. It's going to put a 1 by Sudoku definitely in one of these two positions. And also a 2 by Sudoku is looking at all of these squares. So the 2 is also in one of those two positions. And it can't be here, right? So the 2 is definitely there. So that's a 2, that's a 1. Hmm. This is not a 1, so now this is a 1. Okay, what can this be? Well, it can't be a 2, it could be a 3, it can't be a 4, it can't be a 5 or 6 because of this. So this is indeed a 3. Now, well, this can't be a 6 because you'd have to put 7, 8, and 9 here, but you can only put one digit as 7 because 8 and 9 are ruled off by Sudoku. So not a 6, so this is a 6, which puts a 5 here, puts a 6 there. This is 7 or 8. This can't be a 3 now because you can't have 1 and 2 here. So this is a 6, which means that's a 7. That's an 8, and that's a 9. That's the only way that works on the arrow. So now or on the thermometer, that's a 3. That's a 9. So this is not an 8, so this is an 8, which means that's a 9. Excuse me for the red pencil marks. I have the corrections on just to make sure I don't miss anything. That's a 9. That's an 8. Nothing wrong. No shame in having the corrections. Doesn't tell me the answer. It just tells me, oh, there's an 8 here. It's looking at this pencil mark with an 8 in it, so we're going to red out the 8. Just makes things a little easier. I'm still doing all the logic. It just saves a little time. All right, so now the 9 by Sudoku is here. 2, 3, 4. This is a 4, 5. So this is not a 4. So it's a 3. What do we need here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is a 6. Um, this is a 4 or a 5. And so is this. So this is naked single. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It works in this box and it also works in this row. We need a 7, so it must go there. So we need a 4 and a 5 in here, which we can't do yet. What can this be? Can't be a 7, 8, or 9. It could be a 6. Um, oh, look at that. We have a 4, 5 pair here. So what is this digit? It is a 7, which means this is a 6 or a 5. It can't be a 4 because then this would break. All right, we're making very nice progress. What can... Okay, well, this is a 7 or an 8, but it's not an 8 because this can't be a 9. So that's a 7 and that's an 8. That's the only way for that to go. And again, 4, 5 pair. So that's an 8. And this is between 2 and 8, and it's not 3. Could be 4, 5. And it can't be 6. So this is a 4, 5. And we have, again, another 4, 5 pair, which means this can't be a 5, because then these would both have to be 4s, which would break Sudoku. So that's a 6. And now 6 in this box must go there. What do we need here? We need a 2, 4, and a 5, and a 1. Not much we can do there. Okay, let's see. What about the 8s? Okay, the 8s can be resolved. Let's take a look Yeah, we have more eights to place. Eight goes there. Have we done all the eights? Yes. Okay, nines. There's a nine in this box. That must go there. Nine in this box must go here. And that is it for the nines. Okay, sevens. Seven is down here. Seven is up here. Seven is in one of these two positions. Just going through the digits because I can't really see how to proceed. Unless I'm missing something like blatantly obvious. But I do not see it yet. Six. Six is in one of these two positions. Six is in one of those two positions. Six is in one of these two positions. What? We really only have one five in the entire grid? That's crazy. Look how much we've done so far, and we have one five because of all these four, five things that need to be resolved. All right, four. Okay, and we only have one four. That's funny. One five and one four. Threes. Three in one of these two. Hmm. Okay, I think we did all the other digits. Okay, what are we meant to do here? I don't see how to resolve the 4, 5. If that's a 4, that's a 5, and that's a 3. What can this be? I mean, you can make it a 4 or 5. You can't make it a 6, 7, 8, or 9. And that's huge because this can't be a 5. If you made it a 5, this would have no value. 6, 7, 8, or 9 are all taken. So that is what's going to disambiguate this. That means that's 4. That's a 5. That's a 4, 5. Maybe not going to disambiguate this yet. But in due time, it will happen. The 5 is in one of these two positions, which means the 5 is in one of those two positions. Or in one of those two positions, which means 4 is in one of these three positions. What else do we do? Two? Did I look at twos? I don't think I looked at twos. All right, the 2 is definitely in one of these two spots. So the 2 is in one of those two positions. This 2 is in one of these three. Aha! The 2 is in one of those two positions, which knocks out a 2 from here. So this is a 2, which puts a 1 there, which gets rid of ones from here. So this is a 1, meaning that's a 1. And that one takes away the 4 spot. So now this is a 4. 3. Just one of these two. Aha. And now this 3 needs to go in one of those two, which means this is not a 3. So it is a 4. That is a 5. That is a 3. Get rid of 5 from there. This we need 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, and that 4 is going to make a 4 here. Which means that's a 5. That's 4. And now we are off and running. Let's see if we can get this done before the 30-minute mark. 3, 5, 7. 3, 5, 7. 2, 5. That's not a 2, so this is a 2. That is a 5. We need 2s, which is these. 3, 6. Here we need 3 and 5. Here we need 3 and 7. 4. 4 is here. We need a 2, a 3, a 6, 7. This can't be 2 and 6. This is a 2, 6 pair. What can this be? It can't be a 1, 2. It could be a 3. Can't be a 4. Can't be a 5. I think the only digits this can be is a 3. Can't be a 4, 5, a 6. Could be a 7. It can only be a 3 or 7. And this can only be a 3 or a 7, which means that's not a 3. So that is going to force a 3 here. Force a 7 there. Which means that is a 7. Five, 7. Which is like this. 5, 7. Which puts a 5 here. Puts a 6 there. Puts a 3 in the middle. That's not a 6 anymore. So that's a 6. So this is a 6. So this is a 2. That's a 2. This is a 3. And that is a 3. And that will solve the puzzle. All right. Time is 31 minutes and 11 seconds. Hope you liked the video. And I'll see you in the next one.